Hey guys, Mike here from Salt Shift. Today I'm going to run you through the best way I find in cleaning my vehicle when we get back from the beach using the Salt Shift products. Now guys, this is going to be a straight to the point video, super raw, and this is going to be the fastest way I personally find to clean my vehicle after a beach run, so let's dive into it. Start with, I've got the Salt Shift Ultimate Off-Road Kit here. Now this has got everything to look after the exterior of your vehicle. So let's unpack it. You've got a bottle of your off-road salt and mud wash. Now that there is going to break down all the salt from your vehicle, also any kind of mud that you got on it too, and it has got corrosion inhibitors incorporated into the product as well, which mitigates and pretty much reduces the effect from rust from forming. That's the magic potion you want to be using after a beach trip. We've got the Underbody Blaster Pro. This little bad boy here rolls underneath the vehicle, makes it much easier for cleaning. I'll show you guys that shortly. We've got the foam cannon, we've got a dry towel as well. Keep in mind guys that this is our workshop kit, so a lot of this has been used. Our 2-in-1 mitt, this is really handy. You kind of got the tar side here, so that's good for spot cleaning like bugs and etc. off the front of your vehicle. And then you got the microfiber noodle side. Make sure to never kind of put that on the ground too, it can pick up rocks and whatever. We've got the chassis flusher kit, which is this little canister right here. The chassis flusher, one of our innovative products that we brought out a fair while ago. We've got the hose for it, a couple more pipes as well, and there's also adapters and all the quick release nozzles must go get from our cleaning cabinet. That comes with the kit as well. So to use this kit, you need a pressure washer. So any make and model pressure washer works. We've got adapters for every single one of them. Now having a look at the vehicle. Ugh, sandy, 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 sandy. This thing is actually quite filthy. You can see it all underneath here. Now I have got this vehicle protected in our Rust Shield, which is a hydrophobic non-stick formula. So you can see this here, sand will come straight off. But that's what stops the vehicle from rusting out as well. Puts a little barrier in between your vehicle's chassis, suspension, and all the componentry and the elements. Now I'll go get my pressure washer and I'll set that all up too. Okay, so the first thing I like to do when I get back is start with the underbody of the vehicle. The reason is because when you're using the underbody blaster and it's going back and forth, it can actually blow stuff back up the side of the car. So it's good to start with the undercarriage, the underside of your vehicle, then I move to my engine bay, and then I move to the exterior of actually washing it, and then I finish it with the chassis flusher. Now that will be the process that I do this cleaning, and then actually dry it at the very end. I then go onto the inside of the vehicle, but I'll save that for another video. All right, so the first thing I like to do is I get the universal flusher canister. I get a bottle of our off-road salt and mud wash. I fill this up. Now what I'm gonna use this for is this is going to go into the pressure washer. Now some pressure washers actually already have a soap canister in it. This one doesn't, so I'm putting that in. I've got the dials turned to number 3 here, and that's our on and off valve. And then I plug the hose into that. Hose goes on. And now with the underbody blaster, this has actually also got an extension pipe as well, and it comes with multiple different nozzles. The 2 nozzles I like to use is the white one, that's for the most fan spread. Oop. And then the black one, which is a bit of a flood mode. The other ones, you can use them for different sorts of purposes, but yeah. So I'm gonna start off with the white one, with which is gonna be more pressure. Now these do come with an extension pipe as well. Very good if you're cleaning mud off your vehicle, but in this case, we're just cleaning sand, so it doesn't need as much pressure up in there. These simply connect like that to this, and then to the last one with the bin. And then what we do, most pressure washer guns split into 2 pieces. So there's usually another piece that goes into that. Now this is one of the 5 adapters that come with the kit that already has quick release on it. So that just goes into your gun, spin it in, lock it into place, and then click it in here. All right, time to get into it. And now that I've blasted with the salt mud wash underneath the underside of the vehicle, I've turned this actually back to just the water setting. Now it's time to just go rinse all that soap away. Look how much sand's already come off from just underneath. Now I go around the vehicle one more time with no soap, washing it all away. Okay, so I've finished using the underbody blaster now, and you can see how much of a difference that made. And I didn't even get wet. I didn't even have to get underneath the vehicle. So the next thing I'm going to do now is pop the bonnet, clean underneath your engine bay. Now, a lot of people will be going, oh, don't use water or pressure washer in your engine bay. Correct to a degree. Don't wash your engine bay if your engine is hot. And also keep your pressure washer approximately 30 centimeters or 300 mil away from your engine. And if you do have an older vehicle that is running a distributor with, oh, sorry, I'm just trying to open this bonnet right here. Older vehicles with your distributors and your spark plugs and stuff, keep away from that. Also keep away from your alternator. Other than that, you're good to go and wash in here. So it's actually not too bad. I didn't do any kind of creek crossings or whatnot, but there's still salt water and sand has made its way up in here. Dive in and clean that. So I've got the Salt Shift snow foam cannon here. Now, beauty about all of our equipment, we fit it all with male quick connects, meaning I can unclick from my pressure washer straight onto my foam cannon with the Salt Shift adapters. Now, what I do like to do is put water in first and then add your formula, otherwise it soaks. Foams right up. Okay. Now, mixed ratio, it is a 20:1 mixed ratio. We make this super concentrate. Now, this is safe to use on all wraps, any ceramic coatings, and etc. like that. Yeah, not an issue. I am just kind of eyeballing that, but I've done a lot of time, so I know that there is, it's probably a little bit more than 50 mil actually. All right, and that goes. What we want to do, give it a little mix. All right, time to get into it. Click it straight on. So simply just foam it on like that, and I'll leave this for approximately 30 seconds just to allow the salt to be dissolved and removed and lifted from the surfaces, and then I'll rinse it all off. And to rinse it off, I just disconnect the foam cannon like that, get my white nozzle that was inside the underbody blaster. Now I'm ready to go again. Start from the top. Work my way down. Quick tip, guys, also with the adapters into your pressure washer foam cannons, it's nice that this shortens it. You can see how much easier I could get into my engine bay not having to extend even further. Also make sure you come from all angles. You're not just trying to clean from the front, because then you're not getting the back part. So go from this side, and then try get a little bit going backwards as well. After you've had your car for a while, you start to learn where the little hidden spots are as well. So I like to also get my pressure washer, get through down in there. I can actually lift my number plate up and get through in there as well, in all these areas. Yeah, so that's pretty much for cleaning the engine bay. I'll finish this up now, shut the bonnet, and start the exterior of the vehicle. Okay, so back to the exterior of the vehicle. Quick release nozzle, removed, click that straight back onto your foam cannon. Now take note, your foam cannon does have an adjustable nozzle, fan or directional. Directional is really nice to use if you're trying to target your suspension areas, certain parts, maybe if you've got a rooftop tent or anything like that. Fan spread for just wide coverage on the exterior. You've also got an adjustable dial on the top there for how much concentration of soap. To be honest, I just usually leave it wound all the way up to the soap, but if you wind it out a little bit, you can make your bottle last a little bit longer. It's just less concentrate going on your vehicle. Now, very important for when you are washing the exterior of your vehicle, you do a pre-wash and then do your wash. So I'll foam the whole vehicle up and then I'll let it sit there for 30 seconds to a minute. Now don't let your soap dry, depending if you're in sunshine, temperature and etc. like that, black vehicle, just make sure your soap doesn't dry, but foam it all up, rinse it all off, and then we're gonna foam it up again and use the mitt. So let's dive into it. What you will notice here is how thick the Salt Shift foam actually is. And the reason we have this so thick is that so it sticks to the surface and soaks into mud, salt and sand as well, and just doesn't run straight off the vehicle. It actually gives it time for the surfactants and different agents in there for it to start working. Okay, now I'm also just gonna go into the suspension areas. I'm gonna drop the GoPro for a second. You can see I've got a nice thick coating all over the suspension. It's all doing its magic right now. I've covered the whole front of the vehicle as well in there. Now it's time to rinse it all off, and then I'll foam the vehicle up one more time, fill up the bucket with some soapy water, and then get into it with our mitt. Okay, so now that we've done our pre-wash, and the reason why we do a pre-wash is all the salt and sand that's on the vehicle, you don't want to foam it up, then grab your mitt and then rub it all around. That's going to scratch the hell out of your vehicle. So you foam up your vehicle, let it sit there for a minute or so, then rinse it all off, and that way you've got rid of pretty much 90% of the dirt on there. And then we're going to go into our contact wash now, which I'm going to refill the foam cannon, put some soap and water in the bucket, grab the wash mitt, foam the vehicle up, and then start rubbing it down, and that's going to give it that showroom finish. So let's dive into that. Same concept again, this will foam up a little bit more now. Remember how I said I always put the water in first and then the foam? Now if I wanted to really reduce this, I could just get the hose, unclick the hose tap, which I probably should have done, and unclick that and just slowly drip it in. But I'll just let that kind of settle. See, it's starting to settle already. Get your bucket, chuck some water in there. What I'm gonna do is actually just disconnect that. Now the good thing about having the Soul Shift Ultimate Off-Road Kit is that it comes with a bucket, which is good. You keep all your stuff in there so it's in one place, but also you can use it for washing your vehicle. Chuck a little bit in there, chuck a little bit more in here as well. Okay, that's done. Give that a bit of a stir around. All right, put that straight back on. Foam cannon, screw it on, give it a bit of a mix up. There you go. Now, this is our mitt that we've got, so chuck that into the bucket, let that absorb up. Now it's time to foam this vehicle up one more time. Quickly, before we do foam up, already see how much cleaner this vehicle is just with the off-road wash going over it, then blasting it back off. I could literally probably just finish this right now, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I do want to get it that extra 10%, which means we foam it one more time. Okay, so what I did do is I'm just doing half the vehicle to start with so the soap doesn't dry. So I've foamed up the top, the bonnet, and the sides here. Then I'll do the other side on the back after. I'll grab my mitt. Now this is the side you want to use, your microfiber noodle side. This is a bit more aggressive. So as I was saying earlier on, if I have a little spot clean I want to do somewhere, if I can find anything, which I can't, but let's say there was some bugs or something on there, I'll just get in and just give it a little scrub. Now this does have a mitt, so you put your hand on the inside, which is really nice because if you're trying to get in all the little crevices around too, sometimes when your hands have been wet for a bit, you know how they get all wrinkly and soft, they can kind of cut easy, so that kind of covers your hands up. Also, it wraps around. See here? What I like about a mitt compared to a normal sponge is I can wrap my hand and it matches the angles or lines of the vehicle, so it's not missing spots. I can even get my fingers, try to get in the groove there, up around that, around the top there, which is really good. Now, I'm gonna start with the top, but I'm just gonna skip that part for this video section, but I do start with the top. I'm just gonna show you the pattern you should do is even, so like that, get around those, and start at your top and work your way around down, and doing lines. Now see how that line there was there, but the next one I'm coming down, I'm actually half going over it, and that way you're hitting everything actually twice while you're doing it. And that's a good process to do. And then yeah, I just kind of do section by section. So I usually start the tub, then I do this part, then I do that part, then the front, and then rinse it all off. All right. Quick little trick, if you don't have side steps or something, and if you haven't cleaned the inside of your car, open your door and then stand there. GoPro's going flat, so I'm going to go back and charge it for a little section, a few minutes while I finish mitting down the whole car. I think you guys get the idea of mitting it, so you probably don't need to watch with for the next 5 minutes doing it. So now that I have successfully finished pretty much washing the car, we've got 2 more steps to go, and one of them is with the microfiber dry towel. Now these are a 70-30 polyester polyamide blend towel. They're a very high quality towel. A thing to take note of is the water spots on your vehicle. So you know when you get the little spots, and once it's dried, that's actually the hard water minerals in tap water. So I like to dry the vehicle before the sun gets to dry it. So before all this goes on the windows, I'll start drying it. One other tip I'm going to show you what's going to be the best angle for this, probably from the front. Good way to use your dry towel over the bonnet, drag it back. All right. See how nice these are. They're so soft on the paintwork as well. All right, the final step, which is actually my favorite step. This is a chassis flusher. This is a product I developed about 4 or 5 years ago from this video. What this does is it magnets into your chassis, into your vehicle's frame, because that fills up with salt, sand, and mud, and it actually starts corroding it from the inside out. So the reason I developed this is so I can plug it in, sprays 360 degrees, and flushes that all out. Now, we've got our little extension hose for it, and we've got a canister, and we've used our off-road wash here. So I'm gonna just undo the canister, fill this up, with our wash, there we go. Plug that in there. This piece plugs into there. This plugs into your chassis flusher, and then our garden hose plugs into that. And now you'll see there's 3 different settings. Just go to setting number 3. You got your on and off valve there as well. So that clips onto that before I actually start flushing. So see how it goes every direction? Oh no, I just wet my car. There you go. High pressure sprays meters. I've got different holes throughout the chassis. So there's one right here. Magnets in. Turn that on, and you're going to start to see all the sand, see it all flushing away out of there. It's starting to come its way through there. Come to the back, flushing out through there as well. Sometimes I like to give it a little spin. There we go. And what I'll do is I'll just leave this for about a minute, and then I'll move it around. So I've left it for about a minute on this side. Just turn the valve off. I'll grab the flusher. I've actually got a hole right behind here that I quite like. It goes magnets in. You can see how it's just magnets in. I'll do a little rubber mat there, but let's put that out. You can see that there is a hole right there. Plug it all in and turn the dial. Watch it all start to come out again. So I like to do one in the back of the vehicle, one towards the front of the vehicle, one in the middle, and I'll repeat the process on the other side as well, going for 30 seconds to a minute each one. So each side is accumulating, let's call it 2 minutes of flushing, and then that's pretty much the final step. Some people do ask, is it right if there's a little bit of soap left in the chassis, the vehicle's frame? Yes, it doesn't matter. The soap's actually what's got the corrosion inhibitors in there that stops the corrosion from forming. So actually with our engine flush formula that has similar ingredients to the off-road, we recommend that you leave the formula in there to stop it from corroding. Now, we've done multiple different lab tests with ISO standards to kind of showcase all this. So, you can see this is flushing. I'll try not to get the GoPro too wet. And that's going around. I'll move it to the next spot again. Again, is up in the front. Magnet straight in there. And it's not this flush with the standard sold out again. Look at all the grime coming out of that. It's a great device. I love this little one. Very popular too. While this is flushing out, I'll just go over a few more things. I did clean the wheels. I didn't film it. The GoPro was charging. So if anyone comments, oh, you forgot your wheels. No, I didn't. Another thing I want to clarify as well. This is a clean, not a detail. I do kind of separate and draw the line between those two different words. A detail is actually going into the engine bay, using the detail brush, going deep into your inner guards, going into your door jambs, etc. This is just a clean to clean the vehicle. A detail will take me an extra probably hour or two, but this here is what's going to protect my vehicle and extend the life expectancy of it as well, and protect it from rust and corrosion. It also makes it a lot easier in cleaning. And I'm on my final step right now. Actually, I lied. There's one more step we got to do, and that is to look after our equipment. Now, we do use quality stainless steel and brass fittings on everything, but I do get the Salt Shift Lano spray because this gets absolutely smoked. All the salt water and sand is falling on it, and you got little ball bearings and moving parts in here. So I do like to get the anti-corrosion lanolin spray, spray it on the bearings, spray it on the brass quick release fittings, and this is just going to keep them protected and lasting for a long time. I do that on all the pipes, and I also do it on the chassis flusher hose as well. And then what we do is we simply pack it all back into the bucket. So foam cannon runs it, and it goes off-road wash. It's 3 extension pipes for your underbody blaster. The underbody blaster itself. This is the hose for our chassis flusher. Chassis flusher just pops into it. The hose comes in this nice little bag to keep it tidy. Actually a new hose, this one. I only recently upgraded these hoses. That goes back in our little flusher canister. I've got our quick release nozzles here as well, and I've got the adapter still left in the foam cannon. I've got the mitt and the towel drying. Once they're dry, I'll put them back in this bucket, click the lid back on, and happy days, vehicle's done. Okay, so to wrap up this video of how to clean the exterior of your 4-wheel drive after going for a beach run using the Salt Shift Ultimate Off-Road Bucket that has everything in it to look after your vehicle and making it last longer and saving you time. These are the final results. So this clean has taken me, let's actually have a look on my phone right here. It is 11:40. I started this at 9:30, so 10:30. Just call it 2 hours, but I actually spent probably another extra half an hour probably charging the camera, etc. like that. So this whole clean is taking me about an hour and a half. I reckon I could actually do this even in an hour if I wanted to. Now these are the results. Look at the vehicle. It is absolutely spotless. Now this is all the sand that has come off it, and obviously all the corrosive salt in it. Now let's have a little look underneath the vehicle as well. Oh, still wet, but you can see it is clean. Now a little disclaimer, you're always going to find a little bit of sand left here and there. What I like to do is come back after a day or two, and actually I just have a little look over the vehicle one more time, and sometimes I just get the garden hose and just give it a little squirt around, because sand does hide a lot of places. But other than that, I know I've got 99% of it off, and the vehicle is spotless. I'll show you the other side too. And I think you saw it earlier on when it was absolutely covered. That is a big difference there. Now this gives me a good peace of mind. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you need some Salt Shift products, you know where to go. Thank you.